Hey, everybody, welcome to 5 Quick Minutes with the Slow Smoke Business Show. Today, we're going to be talking to Miss Laura Vanderkam, author of the book Tranquility by Tuesday and What Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast. We're going to be talking time management while we grill some beef skewers. Let's talk to Miss Laura Vanderkam on Slow Smoke Business.
It feels really good to start the day with a victory. And whatever else happens during the day, you have already done those things. And partly because morning routines are routine, like we do them over and over again, we can take small steps toward our big goals, but those small steps add up. I mean, it really doesn't have to be a lot. I've always sort of run numbers for people who are like, I want to write a book. And it's like, well, okay, could you write 200, 300 words a morning and do it 4 mornings a week, you'll have a book in a year. And none of that takes that much time. I mean, most of us have sent 200 words of emails by like 9:15 a.m. But if you focus it and do it regularly, it all adds up.
You've got 9 steps in here, nine sort of ways to calm the chaos, as you say, which I, after finishing this book, immediately got it to my wife and was like, all right, we got to adopt some of this stuff, right? Because we have 3 kids, and I have 3 kids and 2 businesses and a charity and a podcast and a partridge in a pear tree, and I've got all the chaos going on. But I want to be effective, and the only way to be effective is to be able to do it for a long time and sustainably, and the only way to do that is to sort of calm things. And so what was alluring about your book was the word tranquility, right? Is the fact that you can do all of those things and it be peaceful. So what do you mean by, when you say tranquility, what do you mean by that when it comes to productivity?
Yeah, so tranquility is kind of a complicated word, and when I first think of it, you might be like up in the mountains all by yourself in a cabin for
Right.
3 months, and it sounds like in both of our lives that is highly unlikely to happen.
Yes.
So it's like, well, what is this? Tranquility on Tuesday, and partly it's just alliteration. It could have been wellness by Wednesday or thriving by Thursday. But I guess what I like about the tranquility part is more thinking of the definition of serenity.
Okay.
And if you think about serenity, and particularly something like the famous serenity prayer, which is what recovering alcoholics are praying, like, give me the courage to change what I can, accept what I cannot change, know the difference. It's something like that. But they're not saying this in a life where all is calm and peaceful on a mountaintop. It's that you want the ability to focus on what matters within chaos, within things that are not always going as they are supposed to, when you cannot necessarily control all the stuff that is around you, but that you can control how you react to it. You can control certain aspects that you can change, certain habits you can develop that make life feel more doable. So we want to be serene even as life is going on around us, even as you have, in your case, the 3 kids, the 2 businesses, and podcast, with all the things that can arise with that.
What's cool about your book, when I sort of blend it into my life, is for the longest time, I always admired people who were able to accomplish things just so much. And this is a really random person to bring up, but Ryan Seacrest, right? Everybody knows Ryan Seacrest. Like, why do we laugh when we say that?
We should all be like Ryan Seacrest.
We should all be, listen, if I could have Ryan Seacrest's hair, you know how my self-esteem on the rise. But Ryan Seacrest was on like the Regis and Kelly show all the time or something like that, or he was on that show. He has a daily radio show, a weekend countdown, and he was hosting things off and on like American Idol and all these other things. I remember thinking to myself, how does this dude do all of that all seemingly at the same time? The things that you have in your writings are the kinds of things that you would have to adopt in order to try to live a life where you were affecting and doing that much all at once.
Yeah, and I really do think we can get a lot done. And often, things that look complicated and hard from the outside, when you have good routines in place, might not be. It's just another day on the job. You think about like that clown that's balancing, 20 plates on his hands and his head, and you add one more, he's just kind of smiling. Like, it's not difficult to him, right? This is just what he does. And so I think it's the same thing with people who are good at what they do and have good routines in place, and have good support. Even if it looks really, really challenging from the outside, it can be, just another day on the job for them.
All right, well, shout out Ryan Seacrest, right? So being the inspiration.
Maybe he's who I need to write about next. I'm like,
exactly. How the time secrets of Ryan Seacrest. Hey, guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you tune into the entire episode right where you found this one. You'll see how these bee skewers turned out. We'll even dive into some more time management secrets with Laura Vanderkam. And there you can find a lot of other episodes on entrepreneurship, business, management, and all sorts of other things. We'll see you next time on the Slow Smoke Business Show.